let's first touch on "Let My People Laugh," greatest Jewish jokes of all time. And Sal, and I, I remember, I've always been fascinated with the nature of our Lord. And I remember doing some reading, and some people, theologians, and some people also have explained to me that just even when you look at, let's say, the animal kingdom, and you can see the anger of lions, but sometimes you see the little lions, the little cubs or whatever, if I'm mistaken, call them the kids, they play with each other, and the dad will play with the kids. And the same way that we see the playfulness in the animal kingdom, even among us humans, it reveals the nature of our Lord and Creator as well. And I've often thought about, did Jesus have a sense of humor? In our faith, I think about God. Does he have a sense of humor? And I think very much you're touching on that. And let me just skip around here a little bit, but I love Jewish humor very much, if we even can call it that. But I think there's something there. When we look, let's say, at a Woody Allen or Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, even a little bit of Ali G or Sacha Cohen, there's always this wonderment about the play of life. You're catching the play, and there's always this analysis of the dynamics of the human condition. Very difficult to explain, but perhaps with that scattered introduction, or what I just said, tell us about humor and how it connects to the divine, and your view of our Creator, and how you see humor as important in also being a part of our faith and maybe strengthening our faith.
What a great question. Thank you for that. Well, probably the oldest known joke is in the Bible, Exodus 14:11. And, Moses has been sent by God to Pharaoh, let my people go. Pharaoh says no. Miracles come, the 10 plagues, and finally we get out of Egypt. And there were signs and wonders, but we're still Jews, very stiff-necked people. And then we get with our backs to the sea and the most powerful army on earth coming to kill us. And the people freak out. And the leaders say to Moses, what have you done to us? Because there were not enough graves in Egypt. You brought us out here to die in the desert. You can almost hear the tone of voice, of a guy named Shimmy from Brooklyn. But speaking, 3,300 years ago. And then, as we became a people and we had a wisdom tradition led by our sages, there was a great sage known as Rabbah, which means the great one. And it says in the Talmud that he would always begin his teaching with a joke, and his students would laugh. So either he was genuinely funny, which I believe, or maybe just his students were polite. But there's something about humor and that kind of shifted perspective that allows you to see beyond the surface of a situation and look at the relationships and look at the irony. It keeps us going in the dark times. And as Jews, my goodness, we've had so many dark times in our history. We break a glass at a wedding so that at the height of our joy, we'll remember the tragedies in our history.
Yeah. Well, in your book, you write that you learned and you believe that that a little humor helps the Torah travel further.
Yes, exactly. People come for the jokes and stay for the Torah. And it's like they're at ease. And then you can move on to like the kind of teaching that you were just sharing, that we should walk in his ways, right? That we should emulate God. God is compassionate. God is just, and perfectly so. We're very imperfect, but we have to aspire to have that kind of compassion, that kind of sense of justice, of creating righteousness, of endurance and sticking with it and being consistent and being honest, even when it's difficult.